Okay, hello again. This is the second part of our lecture for chapter 2, entitled Energy Head, and Energy Equation. So we're done with the different derivations, concepts in terms of energy. So next would be power and efficiency. So power and efficiency. So what is power? I know these concepts are already you're not new to these concepts. I believe this was discussed before. These concepts were discussed before in high school, perhaps, or in your physics and other classes, physics classes or chemistry classes before. What is power? If energy is the ability to work, power is the rate at which work is done. When we deal with rates that involves time, So anong unit for power? Okay, we have horsepower, watts, kilowatts, how we measure power. Okay, so power is equal to, in terms of moving fluids or liquids, power is equal to, let's say, P na lang to indicate or denote power. P is equal to Q gamma times E. So the discharge and the unit weight of the liquid and the energy. Okay, energy. Napapasok yung So if you want to measure the power exerted by moving fluid or liquid, then the power solved using this formula. So Q is the discharge, or the volume flow rate. Gamma would be the unit weight of the liquid, and the E is the energy, which is computed using the formula we have discussed before in the previous video. So energy is the sum of all energy involved in the flow of liquid, that is equal to, by the way, energy here is in terms of linear quantity. It can be in meters or in feet and so on. So E is equal to V squared all over 2G plus P over gamma plus Z, velocity head, pressure head, and the elevation head. That is power. So why do we need the concept of power? Bakit meron ng kinalaman yung power dito sa subject natin? Since we are dealing with flowing liquids, then automatic kailangan natin ng a machine that would somehow increase the energy sa pag or that somehow that would help or help in the flow of liquid. So usually we'll be dealing with pumps. So in between pipes, pag gusto mong mag-flow yung liquid from one lower elevation to a higher elevation, kailangan natin ng pump. So yan. And then kailangan din natin ng turbine if you want to produce power or electricity. Then may involvement ng turbine. So later on will be in the formulation of the energy equation, meron ng involvement ng pumps and turbines along the way. So kailangan natin yung concept ng power para ma-measure natin yung energy exerted by pumps or the energy absorbed by the turbine later on when we apply the energy equation. Ayan. Then what else? Power, efficiency. So that's power. Okay. Then by the way, yung mga units for power, review lang natin. Horsepower, watt, kilowatt. No? So 1 horsepower, let's say HP na lang is equivalent to 746 watts. And then 1 horsepower is also equal to 550 foot-pound per second. Ayan, yung conversion natin. So, para alam, review lang natin. I don't know if these conversions are in your calculators. Better memorize it na lang para mas sigurado. So 1 horsepower equals 746 watts, and then that's also equal to 550 foot-pound per second, and 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. So since we are dealing with rates, so power is the rate of which work is done, so may involvement ng time yan. Joule is equal to Newton meter. So joule is Newton meter is it's a unit for work yung joule. So Newton meter per second is watt. Yan. Okay, so efficiency. Ano naman ang efficiency? Efficiency is equal to output all over input times 100%. So, ano bang mini-measure ng efficiency? Efficiency. They define efficiency, although I think I forgot to include the definition of efficiency in your modules, but I think you already know what is the definition of efficiency. So, what is efficiency? Usually, baka may narinig nyo na yan yung concept ng efficiency it can be applied sa electricity, sa mga machines, sa trabaho, sa manufacturing. Efficiency, marami siyang applications sa yung efficiency. So efficiency, of course, since we're dealing with machines later on, pumps, turbines, yan. So meron silang rated efficiency. Kapag meron pa yung mga bumili kayo ng ref, meron yung rate na efficiency. Meron ding efficiency rating yung mga ilaw natin. Yung mga bumbilya, pag bumibili kayo ng bumbilya, may efficiency rating. So the higher the rating, mas maganda yung bumbilya or yung machine na bibilhin natin. Okay? So, for example, sa labor, may isa kang laborer. Yung isang laborer ay kaya niyang magbuhat ng 100 na bag ng semento sa isang araw. No? Tapos yung isang laborer kaya niyang magbuhat ng 50 na bag ng semento sa isang araw. No? Same yung sahod nila. Same yung kinakain nila, no? So, syempre, mas efficient yung mas marami ang nakakarga or nabubuhat sa isang araw. That's one way of looking at efficiency. No. So, sa efficiency, yung output over input. So, usually kasi, ang nangyayari, for example, kapag sa mga machine, okay, kapag bumibili tayo ng machine, sinasabi nila, for example, aircon, ayan, pag aircon ang bibilihin natin, ilang horsepower ba to? 2 horsepower po ang power ng aircon natin. So, yun yung input mo, yung 2 horsepower. But in reality, yung output niyan, yung talagang lumalabas, no, dun sa yung rating niya, yung lumalabas dun sa, yung output niya ay mas mababa compared sa 2 horsepower. Ayan. So, somewhere along the way, dun sa pag-process ng air conditioning, merong nababawas na energy. So, hindi niya na ma-maximize yung energy. Bali, ang consumption mo ay 2 horsepower, pero ang na-experience mo lang na lamig pala, let's say, 1.9 horsepower lang. No? So, medyo mababa yung experience mo compared dun sa binayaran mo ng kuryente. So somewhere along the process ay merong nawalang energy, no? That's true to all machines. Wala naman tayong 100% na efficient na machine. So yeah, walang 100% na efficient na machine. So laging mas mababa sa 100%, no? So yun ang efficiency natin. So later on, sa analysis natin ng pumps and turbines, we will be applying this concept of efficiency rating, no? So next would be, so we're done with power and efficiency. Next is Bernoulli's energy theorem. So ano ba tong Bernoulli's energy theorem? Wow, umiingay na. So ano tong Bernoulli's energy theorem or equation? 11 minutes na pala. We will continue sa next part.